Didik TV KPM.
Hi pupils, welcome back to Didik TV KPM for our slot Menengah Atas. Now today we're learning Bahasa Inggeris with Teacher Ima. Now Teacher Ima, when we talk about image, which is our topic for today, it depends on what we see, right? And what we believe in what we see, because our eyes are the first sensory part of our body that contributes to our imagination and thoughts. So for this segment, our topic is don't believe everything you see. So how do we kick off today's lesson?
Okay. We are going to kick off today's lesson by reading, obviously, because this is a reading activity. But what you commented about just now reminded me of a proverb. A picture is worth, can you finish it for me?
1,000 words.
That's correct. 1,000, or even nowadays, millions of words.
Right.
Okay, even though technically there are no millions of words, but still, you know. Because when we see something, we are triggered either by the color of the hair or the picture of trees or even a simple house, right? So in this particular text that we're going to read, pupils are going to discover how these images have some kind of influence, not just on people who see them, but it can even have some kind of effects. So I'm not going to give away too much about it because we're going to read. And as you can see, okay, before we read, we are going to get the pupils to have a kind of background information activated. Okay, so normally before we read the text, we should read a question that accompanies the text so that they don't really have to spend too much time reading the text line by line. So if you guys can have a look at the monitor, look at question B, which is in your textbook on page 112. Can you guess what photo manipulation is? Read the text quickly without paying attention to the missing sentences and check your answers. Okay? So when we have a reading lesson, the first reading is usually a kind of a glossing through, reading quickly just to get a general idea of what the text is about without trying to figure out, oh my God, I don't understand this word. A lot of pupils find it a daunting task to read because first of all, when they see 5 or 6 paragraphs, they will freeze. Oh my Lord. There's a lot to read. And then the moment they start reading and then they see maybe 1 or 2 words, it hinders their want to read. You know, it'll be like, oh, if I read some more, I'll discover more difficult words. But actually, pupils out there, don't be afraid of reading. It's okay if you don't know all of the words that you read. Chances are, out of the 5 paragraphs or the 6 paragraphs that you read, maybe in each paragraph there'll be only probably 1 or 2 words the most that you really don't understand. And usually these words that you don't know about, they don't affect the general understanding or the meaning of the whole context of the reading text. Okay? All right? So don't be afraid to read.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So now with that question in mind, pupils, okay, I'm going to repeat the question again. Can you guess what photo manipulation is? So from that question itself, we've already talked about some of the words that we looked at in the first segment just now. So bring those information with you when you read the text, okay? I'm not going to ask all of you guys to read everything, don't worry. I'm going to do a jigsaw reading activity where I will divide the paragraphs and I will assign a paragraph to each of my girls at home. So there are 5 paragraphs in the text. So we're going to do the first paragraph together so that the girls and pupils at home will know exactly what to do on your own later.
All right.
All right.
The first paragraph.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the whole text. If you can see what's on screen, okay, there are 5 paragraphs there. And as you can see again, there are 6 numbers there with a missing sentence. Don't worry about finding out what those sentences are. Okay, that's not our mission for this particular activity. You are going to read quickly, okay, scan the text and try and get the general idea, okay, of each paragraph. Not the whole text, but for each paragraph. So we're going to do the first paragraph together.
Okay.
All right, so this is paragraph 1 that's on your screen. Okay, so girls, have a look at your textbook on page 112 and just focus on the first paragraph. Okay, I'm gonna, normally I don't read aloud, okay, because a reading activity is all about reading.
Right.
Okay? So, but for today's
the purpose
lesson,
of today's
yes,
lesson.
I'm going to read aloud.
All right.
It is well known that most photographs of models and celebrities are an unrealistic portrayal of beauty. This is because many of the images have been edited using digital manipulation. Using computer software like Photoshop is so common that the word Photoshop has even entered dictionaries as a verb. The pressure to conform to what the media shows to be beautiful influences people's psychology negatively. Okay, so maybe there will be 1 or 2 words that you're not sure of, but in general, you will understand or get the idea that this paragraph tells us that images such as pictures or photographs can be edited using computer software. This is also known as digital manipulation.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is what I want you guys to do. Okay, girls. So Tivia, you're going to read paragraph 2. Doshrina is going to read paragraph 3. Xuanlin, you're going to read paragraph 4. And Vinosha, you're going to read paragraph 5. All right. A very short paragraph. I don't think you guys will take such a long time to do it. Try and get the general idea of your own paragraphs, and we'll regroup and share the complete idea of the text. Okay? All right, girls, off you go.
Okay, we're giving the pupils a minute or two to
a minute or
read through
Yeah,
and get a rough idea.
I mean, as you can see just now, it only took me, I don't know, less than a minute to read the paragraph. Okay, so as these girls are reading their paragraphs, they need to try and figure out what is the idea or the main idea of that particular paragraph that they are reading.
Right.
Reading in this way helps a lot of pupils because if I ask you to read a 10-paragraph essay, would you be interested to read it?
I would get a bit bored along the way as we go.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So what more with pupils?
Of
so that's why
course.
when we do this kind of activity, which is called jigsaw reading, we assign certain parts of the text or the whole text to a particular pupil, or in a classroom, it will be a group. It will be in a group setting, and they will report back to each other so everyone knows or has an idea.
Yes, for pupils watching as well, we're referring to textbooks English for page 112.
Yes, that's correct.
For this paragraphs for you to read. Now, one more thing. I believe those who are reading a paragraph, do you think they should write down the words that they don't understand and perhaps later can check what they mean?
Yes,
that would help as well.
Of course, that will help as well. And in fact, for me, I would encourage the pupils to either check by themselves using the dictionary, or actually you can guess the meaning from the contextual clues within the text itself, which we are going to do later on in the third segment.
Okay.
All right, girls, you seem like you guys are ready?
Okay. Can you give a bit of a thumbs up to show you're ready?
Okay, cool. Right, so let's start with Tivia, this second paragraph. So what do you get out of it, the gist of the second paragraph?
Photography, nowadays photography is exactly like the editing that we did in our old days. But now I think, according to this paragraph, is that with the photography we can edit it like we don't have to use the paintbrush or anything, but then we can use the software that is developed by man to tilt the photo or by editing the brightness, the filter.
Wonderful, you got it right. Yay! Even though it's not exactly the same as what I am suggesting in the response. So if you look at on screen, paragraph 2 tells us about photo manipulation is not a new concept. And Thivia mentioned about the software technology. So almost anything is possible. Well done, Thivia. You got it right.
Good job.
Good job.
All
right. What
right.
about you, Dashrina? The third paragraph.
Okay, so photo manipulation, it makes us look slimmer, and then it makes us look better.
Okay.
So they are telling that it is not acceptable.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Yes. You got it right too, even though it's not the same thing as what I have, what I'm going to share. So if you have a look at the screen now, in paragraph 3, as what Joshina has mentioned, it's all about how far can you go with photo manipulation. So what I have shared here is that editing photos is acceptable to a certain extent.
Right.
Because different people have different opinions about it. Okay?
Okay.
All right, good job. Okay, so
Xuan Lin.
paragraph 4, Xuan Lin.
So paragraph 4 is about the effect of photo manipulation.
Anything else you want to?
Paragraph 3 also mentioned that photo manipulation is harmless to a certain extent where, example, girls, they cut their hair
Okay.
such as a famous celebrity, but photo manipulation also, they also sort of make young people insecure.
Yes, that's correct. Yes,
Where
that's
they
right.
consider to change their facial feature in order to convert to the beauty standard,
Yeah.
which is actually not real because the photo is manipulated.
That's wonderful.
All
I
right.
love what you said just
Yes,
now.
good choice of
Beauty
words.
standards. Yes, very good choice of words. Okay. So as you can see, she got it. She nailed it, even though it's not in the same words as I did.
Yeah.
All right. Paragraph 4 tells us that photo manipulation has effects on people, and some effects can be harmful and even dangerous. She even used the word harmless, which is opposite to harmful.
Yeah.
But she was saying that a little bit of changes is okay, but if it's too much,
Yes, it could be
all right,
dangerous.
Yes. Last but not least,
All right.
we have
Vinosha.
Yay.
Paragraph 5.
Based on paragraph 5, I got to know that some celebrities also stand against photoshopping because it shows how fake we look on media due to photographing and photoshopping. By
Okay.
editing our pictures, we look so fake on media.
All right. Wonderful. Good job. You got it right too. Okay.
All right.
So finally, the last paragraph tells us that it's not acceptable. Photo manipulation is not acceptable if it's done at an extreme level. Okay. And what's better? Natural beauty, inner beauty. That beauty will be manifested in your whole personality. So you don't really need to Photoshop your pictures. I know people like to use a lot of filters on all kinds of applications nowadays.
Yes.
But be yourself, be your beautiful self, and it will be out there on your faces.
I totally agree. It's not
All
just
right.
harmful and dangerous
Okay.
to people watching. It's also harmful and dangerous to themselves who
Yes.
uses the filters.
Okay. All right,
All right.
let's move on to our next activity, which is activity C in your textbook. Well done, girls. So now you all know that the whole the whole text is all about how photo manipulation has effects on people, to what extent should it be taken to, and now your job, girls and pupils at home, is to complete or try to complete activity C, okay, which is filling in the gaps in the 5 paragraphs in the text, okay? So read the instructions, all right? There are 7 sentences given to you from A to G, all right? And one sentence does not really correlate or doesn't really match to the text. Okay, girls? try and match or try and fill in. This activity is called the gap text, and it's not really that difficult actually. What you need to do is read each sentences that are given to you, the 7 sentences given. They already have an idea what the text is about.
All right.
And go to each paragraph and look at the sentences before and after the gap text. Okay, I will talk a little bit more about gap text later at the end of our lesson in the last segment.
All right.
So, but the tip is look at the sentence before
Okay.
and look at the sentence after and think about the idea. Sometimes it's a very straightforward response.
Right.
Sometimes it's a little bit tricky, but most of the time it's quite easy. Okay?
Right, so there's
All right.
2 tasks here, right? Completing the gaps and knowing which extra sentence is not needed.
Yes.
All right, okay.
I think the girls are ready.
Yes, let's have them
they're wonderful.
giving their answers. Who's
Okay.
ready?
All right. Anyone wants
Okay.
to start?
Who's
Okay,
first?
or volunteer for number 1. Okay, good. Dushrina, what's your response? What's your answer? A, B, C, D, E, F, or G?
G.
Yes! Yahoo! 10 stars for you, or 10 kisses.
Wow.
You can redeem them at school later.
Okay.
Okay, good job. Next, number 2. Anyone would like to try? Yeah, Vinosha? What's the answer for number 2?
A.
Yes, correct again. Ting, 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 ting. Okay, let's move on to number 3. We're on fire. Sylvia, yes, darling.
Number 3 is B.
Correct. Yay. I told you they are my super girls. Next super girl for number 4.
Xuan Lin?
Yes. What's the answer for number 4, Shanlin? I'm sure you get it right.
I think she's still thinking there.
Anyone wants to help Shanlin for this?
Yes, can we have
Okay, Dashrina?
a friend helping out?
Number 4 is F.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, yeah, she's nodding. She got it. Yeah.
Okay.
She just needs to be sure of herself.
Of
Okay.
course.
Number 5. Anyone for number 5? Okay, Vinosha.
Number 5 is C.
Yes, that's correct. C. And let's get it all 100%. For number 6, what's the answer for number 6? Yes, Divya.
Number 6 is E.
Yes, that's correct. Everybody, please give yourselves a round of applause, because this is not really an easy task. It's not as simple
I can
as
tell.
reading a question and finding the answer in the paragraph. This requires quite a little bit of an extra skill, and we'll talk more about that later. I've already given some tips, but I'll repeat myself again later just to remind ourselves, okay?
Yes.
Good job, everybody. I am so proud of you guys.
For their
All right.
efforts. Teacher Ima, how many
okay.
stars or marks would you give
Oh,
them?
for this particular part, 20 stars for each of them,
Good
plus
job.
1.
20 stars. Okay, an infinity. All right. There you go. There you have it. We have more to come, so stay tuned on DD TV KPM. We'll be right back.